The 1855 treaty was signed February 22nd, 1855. There were actually 10 treaty meeting sessions in Washington, D.C., and they took the chiefs from the various reservations and areas of Minnesota by stagecoach and then by train, and they put them up in hotels and fed them in the restaurants in Washington. It established 10 reservations: Gull Lake, Rabbit Lake, Pokegamon, White Oak Point, and several at Leech Lake, Mille Lacs. Basically 160 townships of reservation in those Mississippi communities, Chippewa people. The fur trade probably in this Great Lakes region started about 1600s, early 1600s. The end of it came this treaty making era and land cession era and reservation making era, which was I think to our demise in that we were relegated to reservations and small concentrated areas. We have the turning point, if you will, for Anishinaabe Ojibwe people going from the evolution of the fur trade into a forced dependence on government commodities and rations and issue on an annual basis, and relegating Native people to reservation areas whereby we would have to stay there. And part of it was they would get us out of the hair of manifest destiny. The whole idea of move west, young man, move west. Well, if we were in the way, the young man couldn't move west and settle where he or she wanted. And then, but if we were on reservations, that's a way to control us, control our lives and our movement. So what it is, it's tremendous interventions in our culture. The treaty, the land cessions, the commodities, the schools, the missionaries, the whole dimension of what was attempted by these treaty negotiations. And we will provide copies of these treaty negotiations and the actual treaty so that you can read it yourself. And then I want to show this map right now. We have International Falls here to the north, which would be the northern point on this 1855 treaty. Now remember, this area is 10 million acres, and you have here Carlton, Minnesota, down to Brainerd, Minnesota, over to Wadena, and then back up to Moorhead, Minnesota. So you have 10 million acres, and the land and the timber, we were paid under that treaty for seeding it 10 cents an acre. And so if you look on a modern day map, there's a whole lot of places: Grand Rapids, Cass Lake, Bemidji, Detroit Lakes. Some big towns are in these areas. And they were very valuable farming areas and timber areas. And so we Anishinaabe Ojibwe people provided the real estate for this state and this country's development, and also for some prime areas for agriculture and some timber for building needs.